Okay, welcome you all. I am Lakshmi Gunta, NEET faculty zoology. Our today's topic is multiple alleles and the human blood groups. Before we start, just go through a small video clip.
చాలామంది మీ వీడియోస్లో డయాగ్రామ్స్కి లేబులింగ్ సరిగ్గా లేదని అడుగుతున్నారండి. దానికి ఒకటే మార్గం అండి, మీరు ఇప్పుడు యూట్యూబ్లో లక్ష్మీనారాయణ గుంట అని కొడితే నా ఛానల్ వస్తుంది. LAXMINARAYNA లక్ష్మీనారాయణ గుంట ఛానల్ కొట్టగానే మీకు ఇలా వస్తుంది. ఈ వీడియోని ప్లే చేస్తున్నాం చూడండి. ఇప్పుడు నీట్గా బొమ్మ అనేది మనకు క్లియర్గా కనబడడం లేదు డయాగ్రామ్స్. ఇప్పుడు టాప్ రైట్ కార్నర్లో ఇక్కడ 3 చుక్కలు ఉన్నాయి కదండి. ఈ 3 చుక్కల్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుంటాం. సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత ఇలా వస్తుంది. ఇందులో క్వాలిటీ దగ్గర 144p అని ఉంది. ఇందులో ఆటోలో ఉంటుంది జనరల్గా. మనం ఏదైతే హైయెస్ట్ ఉంటుందో దాన్ని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుని ప్లే చేస్తే ఇంకా నీట్గా వస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు ఒకసారి చూడండి. చూసారా, ఒకసారిగా మార్పు అనేది కనిపించింది. ఇప్పుడు ప్రతి పార్ట్ కూడా మనకి క్లియర్గా కనిపిస్తుంది.
Alleles, multiple alleles and human blood groups. What is an allele? The two alternative forms of a gene are called as alleles. These alleles also called as allelomorphs. Then can you guess what is a multiple allele? Multiple allele means if a gene has more than 2 allelic forms, then it is called as a multiple allele. More than 2 alternative forms of a gene present on the same locus of homologous chromosomes is called as multiple alleles. Okay, what do you mean by homologous chromosomes and what do you mean by a locus? Homologous chromosomes, this you can observe in the diagram. These are a pair of chromosomes and this is a locus present on the chromosome, and the same homologous chromosome is having the another locus. Homologous chromosomes are a set of one maternal and one paternal chromosomes. A set of one maternal and one paternal chromosome. Take for an example, this is consider is a 9th pair of chromosome. Okay, this 9th pair of chromosome is having one chromosome from the father and one chromosome from the mother, and this chromosome which is we obtained from your father is having a locus here. This locus is responsible for the genes which are meant for growth, and the same locus of the 9th chromosome which you have obtained from your mother is also having the same genes responsible for the growth. This is these are homologous chromosomes and this is a locus. Okay, and multiple alleles, if more than 2 alleles occur at the same locus of the homologous chromosome, they are called as multiple alleles, and these multiple alleles can be observed in a population but not in an individual. Why? Can you? It means A group blood is observed in a man, B group blood observed in a man, and AB group in one person, but all these groups they cannot be observed in a single person. That's why the multiple alleles can be observed in a population, not in an individual. The best example for this multiple allelism is ABO blood types. What do you mean by a genotype? What do you mean by a phenotype? Phenotype is the sum of an organism's external observable characters. Example, tall, short, etc. But the genotype, the combination of alleles that an individual possesses for a specific gene is their genotype. Example, the tall plant, it may be a capital T, or it may be a small t and a capital T. Okay, means the phenotypic character is tall and the genotypic characters are capital T or capital T small t. This is genotype. Okay, generally we all know that a gene has 2 alleles, but sometimes a gene may have more than 2 alleles, which is called as multiple allelism. And the gene which is having only 2 genes, it is have 3 genotypes. Okay, And whereas if a gene has more than two alleles, how many number of genotypes may be possible? Means for that an expression is there. This is n into n plus 1 by 2 is the formula for identifying the number of genotypes for multiple alleles. And he can ABO blood type with 3 alleles and 6 genotypes. Observe this. Types of human blood groups are I capital A, I capital B, IA, IB, small a. And these are the three genotypes. The phenotypes we obtained are A group, B group, AB group, and O group. These are the four phenotypes. Whereas genotypes, here A group blood have two types of genotypes. IA is A group, IA small I is also A group. As this A is the dominant allele, that's why one single A is responsible for the expression of that particular gene. That's why there are two genotypes for A group. And B group also having two genotypes, IB and IB small I. These are also two genotypes. A total of 4 genotypes are over. And AB group, it is having only single genotype, IAIB. Here it is. Okay, IAIB, it is the only genotype, and it is only the AB group is the phenotype. Means 5 genotypes are over. Coming to the sixth one, O group, it is having small I, which is recessive one. It is O group. This way, our blood groups are having 3 alleles, 6 genotypes, and 14 phenotypes. Okay. The 3 alleles, ABO blood groups type with 3 alleles. What are they? I capital A, I capital B, small I. Capital IA, capital IB, small I. Or capital IO, we also consider it as 3 alleles. 4 phenotypes are A group, B group, AB group, and O group. The genotypes are, okay, once again, so B group. IA is A group, IA small I is also A group, IB is B group, IB small I is also B group. Similarly, IB is AB group, and small I is O group. This way, there are 6 types of genotypes for 4 types of phenotypes. Okay. And ABO blood groups are characterized by the presence or absence of antigens on RBC. These antigens, they are also called as agglutinogens. How can we determine blood groups? We can determine the type of blood group with the help of these presence or absence of antigens. What are the antigens? Where are they located? Okay, see this one. For blood group A, the red blood cells, they contain antigen A on the RBC. The antigen A is on RBC, whereas the plasma surrounding the RBC, it contains anti-B antibodies in the plasma. Okay. For any blood group, the antigens, they are present on the RBC, antibodies, they are always present in the plasma. Okay. So, blood group A persons, they have antigen A on their RBC and anti-B antibodies in their plasma. Okay. They have antigen B on RBC and anti-A antibodies in the plasma. Okay. See, look here. B group persons, they are having antigen B. This is antigen B. Okay. On their RBC. And anti-A antibodies in their plasma. Observe these shapes. Okay. This is round shaped, and anti-A antibodies are compatible this one. Okay. Okay. And similarly, AB group persons, they are having both the antigen A and antigen B on their RBC, and there are no antibodies in their plasma. Here, the antigen A and antigen B both are present on the RBC, but in the plasma, antibodies are completely absent. Okay. Coming to the fourth type of blood group, O group. You can observe clearly here, there are no antigens on the RBC. Okay. The antibodies are anti-A antibodies and anti-B antibodies. And they, once again recap all this. A group persons, they are having antigen A on the RBC and anti-B antibodies in the plasma. Similarly, B group persons, they have antigen B on RBC and anti-A antibodies in the plasma. AB group persons have antigen A and antigen B, both antigen A and B on their RBC, and they have no antibodies in the plasma. O persons, they have no antigens on the RBC and anti-A and anti-B antibodies in the plasma. Okay. Coming to the next one. Bernstein described blood group allele and named the gene as I. This I gene is located on the 9th chromosome. I gene is located on the 9th chromosome, and the scientist who discovered blood group allele and named it as gene is Bernstein. Okay. Capital IA, IB produce antigens A and B. That's why they are called as dominant genes. I already told that there are three alleles, IA, IB, small I. Out of these three alleles, A and B are dominant. Okay. That's why they produce, why they are dominant means they produce antigens A and antigens B, which are present on the RBC. If IA is there in our gene, then it produces antigen A. That's why our blood becomes A group. Similarly, IB is there, it produces antigen B, then our blood group will be B group. Okay. And I0 or small I do not produce any antigens. That's why it is a recessive type 1. Okay. Coming to the importance of ABO blood groups in blood transfusion. Whenever an injury occurs or some thalassemia conditions you can come across. Okay. Then the blood transfusion becomes inevitable. Okay. And these blood transfusions can be explained as follows. Okay, whenever a blood transfusion is going on, the antigen of the donor and antibodies of the recipient only have to be considered. Keep in mind, keep it in your mind, the antigens of the donor and antibodies of the recipient only have to be relatively more importance. Okay, and O group persons, particularly O negative group, they are called as universal donors. AB positive groups, they are called as universal recipient. Let us discuss all these things. Okay, here blood group AB persons, they are having, already we discussed it. A group, antigen A and B, both the antigens are present on their RBC. They lack antibodies in their plasma, and that's why, as there are no antibodies in their plasma, AB group persons can donate blood to AB group only, because they are having both the antigens A and B. That's why they can never donate blood to the persons who are having anti-A antibodies and anti-B antibodies in their plasma. That's why A group persons, they are having, what is that antibody? Anti-B antibody. B group persons, they are having anti-A antibody. That's why they cannot allow the blood of AB group persons. Okay, that's why AB group persons, they can donate blood only to the AB group persons only, but they can receive blood from all the groups because they lack antibodies. No antibodies are present in their blood. There are neither anti-A antibodies nor anti-B antibodies in their blood. That's why they can receive blood from all the groups: AB group, A group, B group, O group. Come B group blood, A group blood. A group blood, they are having antigen A on the RBC and anti-B antibodies in their plasma. Okay, that's why A group persons, they can donate blood to A and AB, and they can receive blood from A and O. Similarly, B group persons, they are having antigens B on their RBC, and the plasma of these B group persons, it has anti-A antibodies. Anti-A means it won't allow A group. Okay. Anti-B means it won't allow B group. That's why A group persons, they won't take the blood from B group, and B group persons, they won't take the blood from A group. Okay. And these B group persons, they can give blood to B and AB. And they can receive blood from B and O. Similarly, O group persons, they are neither having antigen A nor antigen B. That's why they can donate blood to everybody, because they are not having any antigen on their RBC, but they are having antibodies A and antibody B, anti-A antibodies, anti-B antibodies. That's why they can, as they are not having any antigens, they can donate blood to AB group, A group, B group, and O group. But as they are having both the antibodies, A and B, that's why they cannot receive blood from any other group. That's why they are called as O group persons, they are called as universal donors, and AB group persons, as they can receive blood from all the groups, they are called as universal recipient. Why O negative? The exact universal donors are O negative, because O positive persons, they cannot donate blood to A positive or B positive, AB positive, etc. Okay, and that's why they are O negative. They can donate blood to anybody, O negative, A negative, B negative, everybody. But so that's why they are called as universal donors. AB positive, they can receive blood from any group of the blood. That's why they are the exact recipient. As AB positive, they are the exact recipient. Inherited. Okay, here parent 1, here parent 2. Okay, it may be father and maybe mother. Okay, the parent 1 is A group and parent 2 is also A group. Their children, the probability of their children having blood group is A or O. Other remaining groups, they are not possible. Okay, parent 1, take for an example, is B group. He may be a father or a mother. Okay, a parent 2, it is A group. Okay, B group and A group. And B group, I already told that IB is also B group. IB small a is also B group. IB, it is homozygous. It is heterozygous. Heterozygous B group, parent 1. Heterozygous A group, parent 2. Okay, their gametes may be like this: IB small I or I capital 0, IO. Okay, and A group, the gametes may be divided like this, dispersed like this: IA small a. The probable phenotypes of the offsprings may be A, B, AB, O groups. Means all groups are possible. Okay, IB, IA, IB small I. If this gamete fuses with this particular gametes, the group will be AB. If this IB, it fuses with the small I, then the group will be B group. And if this recessive gene, it unites with the dominant gene, then the blood group will be A. And if this recessive gene unites with this recessive gene, then the blood group will be O. This way, the blood groups may be inherited from parents to their offsprings. Coming to the most important thing, that is rhesus blood groups, RH blood groups. This RH factor is first discovered by Carl Landsteiner and Alexander S. Weiner. That's why these two, they have been awarded with Nobel Prize. Okay, this RH factor, why it is named? Because RH, rhesus monkey, it is first discovered in Macaca molata, a rhesus monkey. Because of this rhesus monkey, RH factor, the name RH factor is given. First discovered in Macaca molata, a rhesus monkey. This is Macaca molata. Okay, and this RH factor refers to the presence of D antigen on the RBC. If D is present, then those blood groups are considered as RH positive. If D is absent on their RBC, they are negative. Okay, and unlike that of other antigens, this antigen D, RH factor, it does not have antibodies. They never exist naturally in the plasma. They are generated, but they never exist naturally in the plasma. Anti-D antibodies, they do not exist naturally in the plasma. Okay, what is erythroblast fetalis? What is the importance of this Rh factor? Suppose if a mother is Rh negative, and the fetus which is growing is Rh positive. This Rh positive, it is acquired from his father. The mother is Rh negative and the baby is Rh positive. This baby acquires this Rh positivity because of his father, because of the father, its father. Okay, and the first pregnancy will be safe because by the time the mother is sensitized, the baby is delivered. Okay, there is no problem of first pregnancy, but in the second pregnancy the complications begin. The Rh antibodies are IgG type of antibodies. You already know that antibodies IgG, IgD, IgE, IgM, IgA. Out of these, IgG type are the smallest antibodies. Okay, these are the smallest antibodies. That's why they can easily pass through the defective placenta. Okay, during the first child of Rh incompatibility marriage means the marriages which is between a Rh negative mother and a Rh positive father is an incompatible marriage. Incompatible marriage. Then in the second case, this erythroblastophetalis or hemolytic disease of the newborn or hemolytic disease of the fetus and the newborn is observed. What is this? The in HDN means hemolytic disease of the newborn shows hemolytic anemia and jaundice in the second case. Fetalis is prevented by administration of IgG means anti-D antibodies into the mother, Rh mother, negative mother at 28th to 34th week of the pregnancy. That's why if there is Rh incompatibility in your marriages, you have to consult your doctor before you plan a pregnancy. Now let us perform a small test to identify the blood groups. With the help of these three monoclonal antibodies, this bottle, blue bottle, first bottle which contains anti-A monoclonal antibodies, and the middle bottle which is yellow in color, it contains anti-B monoclonal antibodies, and the colorless bottle, colorless fluid which contains anti-D monoclonal antibodies. Okay, with the help of these three, now we are going to conduct the test. Take a slide and clean your finger with Dettol or spirit and just prick it with a needle, and take care it shouldn't be pricked deep into the needle, deep into the finger. Take each drop of the blood onto the slide. Take the first one. Okay, we put it on the slide. Take second drop on in the center and one more drop at the other corner. Okay, now we are going to add these monoclonal antibodies. The colorless one which contains D antibodies, and to the second one we are going to add the yellow colored monoclonal anti-B bodies, and the blue colored one, that is anti-A monoclonal antibodies. Now we mix the antibodies with blood. Okay, take the needle, with the tip of the needle we mix the anti-D monoclonal antibodies with the blood. Okay, now okay, this way we mix it, and with the other end we are going to mix the anti-B antibodies with the blood. Okay, never mix both the antibodies. Okay, now with the other end take another needle, and with the cap I am going to mix this anti-A antibodies, monoclonal antibodies with the blood. Within 2 minutes agglutination is observed. Based on the type of agglutination, we can determine the blood group. Now, we are going to observe the agglutination in the center, okay, which indicates, can you say which group is it is? It is B negative, and it is B positive, and this one O positive, and this way this is O negative, and AB positive, AB negative, and A negative. Thank you for watching.